to my channel. I'm Stephanie, and this is my July wrap-up and April sort of TBR. Oh, the month of July. Oh, the month of July has been a busy and hectic month. So, unlike the rest of the months, I probably won't be linking the videos that I have done for these books that I've read for this month, because that's how behind I am. So you will be seeing a lot of these reviews coming up in the month of August, because I am participating in VIDA, which is a video every day in August. So that's how I'm going to go ahead and release those videos and upcoming book reviews as well. So let's get into what I read in the month of July. I did read 7 books this month, and that was very difficult. Very difficult, being as busy as we were. We were in our last month of summer swim for my little fishy, and we also I ended up taking a week off per the family of reading because I attended my brother's wedding. So I only got 7 books done. It's still right about par. I have been averaging about 7 books a month, or 10 books a month, but you know that 7 is just under that mark. So let's get to it. The first book I read was Crosshairs by Kate Stewart. I did give this book 5 stars. It was absolutely amazing. It is the conclusion to the Predator and Prey series, or duet. It started with Camouflage, and it was just fabulous. I enjoyed this because the male character, Daniello, ended up getting a very large voice in this part of the story versus Taylor, who is that badass chick that I've been talking about for so long. They are amazing together and in their roles, and it was just an amazing, sexy, suspenseful, edge of your seat book. Loved it. The next book was Dirty, a damaged romance duet, and this is book number 1 by Michelle Horst. I did give this book 4 stars. I really enjoyed this because it was very different. It was very dark. It's very taboo, and it kind of makes you cringe at certain moments. But the 2 characters that were given to us were really just there. They were independent, but they were also cohesive as a couple when time needed to be. So it's a very good book. I did do a video review for this, so it may not be linked below, but be on the lookout for it if you want to hear more of my thoughts on this book. The next book I read was The Darkest Sunrise by Martinez, and this is the first book in the duet. I gave this book 5 stars, and it was an amazing beginning to this story of Charlotte and Porter, who are living in the darkness, and their journey to try and find the light. Do they find the light? Guess you got to pick up the book and figure out that for yourself. But that journey is amazing. This is a book number 1, so you are going to want to read the next book in the duet, which I will get to in a little bit. The next book I read was The Unrequited by Saffron A. Kent. I gave this book 5 stars. This book, did it have me on the edge of my seat. So this is a teacher-student romance, and there probably are some triggers that go along with this book because it deals with a topic that not very many people like. And that's okay, because the way she wrote this book was just so poetic and beautiful, and if you're able to deal with those dark themes, I think you would really enjoy this book. Also, it reads sort of like a poem that's turned into a novel that is just so heart-wrenching, so very heart-wrenching and beautiful and poetic. Wow, just wow. I mean, it was my first book that I read by Saffron, and it definitely wowed me. I'm definitely gonna go and look for more books by her. The next book I read was Hard Love by Joanne Schwim, and I give this book 4.5 stars. This book was that light, sort of ugly duckling turned swan. The main character, her brother, she has an older brother that has a friend that she sort of lusted after in high school and everything like that. Fell in love with him at a young age, but you know what? She let it go when didn't show that love back. But down the road, they sort of meet again after tides have changed and lives have changed and people have evolved. And you know what? Love really is hard because there's so many things that you have to overcome and so many misconceptions if you don't just let it take you over. So it's a very good book. There's comedy in it, there's sassiness in it, and yes, it was an amazing read. I really, really enjoyed it. The next book that I read was The Flip by K.L. Montgomery, and this most definitely is a summer beachy rom-com book that I gave 4.5 stars. It's set in a location that I'm not necessarily familiar with, but you could definitely look it up and go, oh, that's exactly what she was talking about. There's a picture of that. There's a picture of that. At the end of the book, it's a rom-com, so there's lots of romance and comedy and little things that are going to make you chuckle and laugh out loud. It was great. But then at the end, the acknowledgments were so good. I really enjoyed the acknowledgments. I don't usually read the acknowledgments, but this acknowledgement was very up to par. It was almost as good as the book was. It was very sweet, and it gave lots of insight to where the author came up with this crazy high school rivalry, but adult sort of story, because the two characters in the story went to high school together, but then they grew up and they inherited a house together that they were trying to flip. They had to once again encounter each other, and was that rivalry something else back in the day, or had people really changed? So that's a really good, I guess, sum up of what that book is about, but it is a rom-com and it is funny. So then the last book that I read was Privileged by Carrie Aarons, and I gave that book 4.5 stars. If you're looking for anything to do with high school, Gossip Girl, sort of privileged high society people, this is probably the book for you, because this book is set in Europe. It deals with well-to-do families and how a modern sort of American is put into this society of royals, and how she changes and evolves and deals with a British guy that didn't necessarily have all the information from his dark past. So the two of them sort of worked that out, worked together to figure out what was going on. There's no mystery about it, but it's definitely tropey and it's a very good read. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I gave it 4 stars. Now, to my current reads. The Brightest Sunset, which is book number 2 in that duet that I was telling you about from Allie Martinez. The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. Glamour Anthology by various authors. The Gift by Margaret McHeyzer. And Elusive by L.A. Fiore. All of those books are in various stages of being read. The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas is a book that is definitely giving me pause and making me think. If you've read this book, you may understand where I'm coming from, but I have not seen very many people of color that have reviewed this book on BookTube. So I used this book, or tried to use this book, as my hyped book for the BookTubeathon, and I'm still working on it. On to my April hopes, or TBR. It is massive. I don't know why I think that I'm going to be able to get all this reading done, especially since I am starting a new job here shortly, and I'm not going to be commuting in every day, or I'm not going to be commuting at all. So I don't know when I'm going to get my reading done. This should be fairly interesting. Fairly interesting. Let's get to this list of books that I think I'm going to get to, that I'm going to really try to get to. Hopefully. So, in no particular order, and this is not the order that I may be reading them, it's just the order that I ended up writing them down in. And the first one is going to be Roulette by Sadie Bradley, Twisted Twosome by Meghan Quinn, A Little Bit Like Love by Brooke Blaine, We Own the Night by Corinne Michaels. I Do Don't by Leddy Harper. Eternally London by Ellie Wade. Dollface by Sadie Grubor. Life Plus One by Rachael Robinson. At Her Own Risk by Rachael Duncan. Monster of My Body, Finding Sabrina by Marissa Honeycutt. Bed of Lies, Volume 1 and 2 by Niquel. Crave, Part 1 by E.K. Blair. Wake by D.S. Wrights. Filthy, which is the second book in the by Michelle Horst. Broken Hearts by Micalea Smeltzer. Thieves to Lovers by Kay Webster and J.D. Hollyfeld. Sin by Emma Hart. And Hashtag Mom Fail, which is an anthology. Okay, let's get to the fun stuff, which is all my bookish mail and bookish items that I got in the month of July. What? Whoop whoop. Alright, so I scored one of the what used to be super coveted the Bookworm box from Colleen Hoover. I actually haven't opened it, so this is going to be an unboxing as well. So let's check a look at what came in July's box, shall we? Alrighty, and since I am no good at this whole unboxing stuff, we'll just see. So it says, welcome to the July box. Appreciate the loyalty, and then of course they give you like a little cheat card of what's in here. So let's take a look. We have, okay, it looks like we got some kind of something in here. Really pack this deep. Oh. Alrighty, so we got a candle, and ooh, it smells like perfume. Okay, it's a candle they're recently selling in their store, but it's a Tyler Candle Company and Experience the Difference. I guess it's bougie perfumed candles, and yeah, that's one thing. Next, I got some bookmarks. I got a sticker. Got a Bookworm box pen. I got a little, like, rubber band bracelet thingy. It says, fight to be a survivor, not a victim. Be a Brisney. Not exactly sure what book this comes from, so we'll find out. And then the book I received was a Checkmate. This is War by Kennedy Fox. My fabulous husband knows that I love my pops. So what does he go and find me? But Beauty and the Beast. He got me Beast from the movie, the new movie, live action movie, and Beast from The Beast from The Beauty and the Beast, the animated film. And they are super cute. Absolutely love them. They are adorable. This one down here is like super heavy and his head is like super big. It's hilarious, but I love them all the same. There's one thing about Pops that you should know. Unless you want to order them online, if you go to the store, if you find Pops in the store, Funko Pops, if you find them in the store and you find the entire set of Funko Pops that you want, you need to get them at that point in time. So what happens to me just the other day, last day of July, I go into a store, a bookstore, and what do I find? But the Golden Girls. I found the Golden Girls, the entire set of Pops. So that is Dorothy, yes, Sophia, Rose, and Ever So Sexy Blanche. And the last of my book mail comes from Brittany Cherry, and I ordered autographed or signed books from her, and one happens to be Art and Soul by Brittany C. Cherry. And had I opened this package before doing my beautiful covers video, I would have been able to include this series right here, which is, I want to say, the Element series. Yep, the Element series. And that is the air he breathes, the fire between high and low, the silent waters, and the gravity of us. These covers are absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. To include all the spines that go with all of the elements that are just so magnificent. Alrighty, so I have said that I am involved in a Veda, which is either vlog every day in August or April, or video every day in August or April. Well, I am doing video every day, so every single day I will be doing a video, putting out a video for you guys to watch so that I can, you know, participate in something, start getting some traffic, more traffic on the channel, see what you guys like, test it out, things like that. I also participated in Booktubeathon. There are loads of videos from that in July as well. I did 24-hour readathon during Booktubeathon, and yeah, that was very interesting. But that is my July and August, July wrap-up, August hopes, TBR. Very, very ambitious with 18 books I want to read in August, currently reading 5 books, and I read 7 books in the month of July. So hopefully you guys found some very good recommendations for this month to start reading or coming up on to place on your TBRs. Did you see those covers? Most of them are magnificent. I love covers. I love covers. I love covers. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a feedback form down in the description box so you guys can help me improve my channel. Also, I started a Goodreads group, so go check that out as well. Thank you for watching, and we will see you guys next month.